Today in the news, the Defense Headquarters says the surge in terrorist activities in the northeast and northwest region is fueled by an influx of foreign fighters. Nigeria recently experienced attacks on military bases and civilians, sparking worries about the nation's national security architecture. Speaking at the maiden military press briefing of the year, Edward Buba, Director of Defense Media Operations, attributed the development to a collaboration between Sahelian fighters and local accomplices. He says, and I quote, "The resurgence and terror attacks can be attributed to the influx of foreign fighters who came in as reinforcements for these terrorists. These foreign fighters are from the Sahelian region. The other contributing factor is the support from local collaborators who serve as informants, reporting on troops' movement," end quote. The Army spokesperson assures Nigerians of the troops' readiness to flush out those he described as enemies of the state. The Nigeria's Governor Forum has now given a new sharing formula if the tax reform bills must see the light of the day. The governors at the end of a meeting of sub-national consultations and engagement on Thursday in Abuja with the chairman, Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, threw their weight behind the continuation of the legislative process at the National Assembly that will culminate in the eventual passage of the tax reform bills. In a communique by the NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, the forum endorsed a revised VAT sharing formula to ensure equitable distribution of resources of 50% based on equality, 30% based on derivation, and 20% based on population. Meanwhile, the federal government says any increment in the telecommunications tariff will be capped at 60%. This follows a request by telecom operators for a 100% hike to address rising operational costs. Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, disclosed this on Thursday. Telecom operators led by MTN Nigeria CEO Carl Toriola had earlier raised concerns over rising inflation, foreign exchange fluctuations, and soaring energy prices, which had driven up costs. Toriola revealed that diesel prices had skyrocketed from 230 naira to over 1,000 naira per litre since the pandemic, while the exchange rate had increased significantly, making it costlier to import essential infrastructure. But the minister says the federal government cannot allow any increments that is above 60%. The Eze of Ajayi Estate has been discharged of terrorism charges. The presiding judge of Lagos High Court, Yetunde Adesoya, on Wednesday ruled that the Lagos state government failed to prove the terrorism charges against Frederick Nwanjagu beyond a reasonable doubt. However, the judge convicted Nwanjagu for parading himself as a title chief in violation of the Oba and Chiefs Law of Lagos State. Nwanjagu was sentenced to 1 year in prison on this charge, but given that he had already spent nearly 2 years in prison custody, the judge ordered his immediate release. In what appears like a drama, the All Progressives Congress in Benin City took possession of its party secretariat at 59 Airport Road 4 years after it was forcefully evicted by the People's Democratic Party. APC State Chairman Emperor Jarrett Tenebe, speaking shortly after the takeover of the party secretariat, said the property rightfully belonged to the APC as they had renewed the rent for 7 years before the PDP, with the help of Governor Godwin Obaseki, forcefully took it from them. The governor then, Godwin Obaseki, decamped to the PDP and in the military style took us out. He says, quote, "The governor then, Godwin Obaseki, decamped to the PDP and in a military way, they took us out of this secretariat, destroyed all our properties, took our vehicles, and drove us out of this place. At that time, we complained to the Inspector General of Police, and he, in his wisdom, agreed that we should take over the secretariat." End quote. And in sports, Arsenal goalkeeper believes the Gunners have what it takes to catch Liverpool in the Premier League race after narrowing the gap to 4 points with a dramatic 2-1 victory over Tottenham on Wednesday. Second place Arsenal mounted a staring fight back after falling behind to Son Heung-min's early strike. A Dominic Solanke own goal leveled the scores before Leandro Trossard's decisive goal just before halftime secured the win. And that's it on Today in the News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.